Good morning. Thank you for your patience. I had to restart my MacBook for some reason. Um, Let me know in the chat in case you don't hear me well or anything that there might be. So good morning to our first Marches for Nourishment Yin Yoga session. I'm super excited and just looking forward to also hear your experience during this 4 weeks and what it does to your body and mind to practice Yin regularly. Um, my first encounter with Yin, I was doing a 1 month every day, and it really changed my life. So maybe that's a thing for another time. Who knows? But yeah, today's session is all about feeling recharged and replenished. So if we won't really need too many props, I think, today, but if you have blogs or books, you can always have them by. And if you don't have a yoga blog, I really recommend you just getting some cork blocks. They're really good for the yin yoga practice as they feel very stable. Or of course, a really good bolster. And some pillows or folded blankets, anything that feels good. And it's better to have few more things and then you can explore and allow your body to open naturally than not have enough things and be like in a position and be like, oh my gosh, I should have gone for that pillow. So yeah, that's just a little intro. Anyway, let's just close our eyes for a moment. You can sit up in a comfortable position and really inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale through the mouth. Release the shoulders, the face, the neck. You're gently moving the head, rolling the upper body. Bring the hands to the heart, and maybe one to the belly. Noticing how you're feeling in your body this morning. Checking in on your thoughts, what you were thinking maybe when you just woke up. Noticing your emotions, the feelings that are present. And then take a deep inhale through the nose in. Exhale through the mouth. Release your hands. And then take your hands and arms in a big circle up. Inhale till your palms touch. Hold your breath for a moment. Open your heart here. And then slowly exhale your hands in prayer in front of your heart. Setting your intention for today's practice, for this weekend, and maybe for the full next week until we meet again. What is it that you're inviting in more, or what is your reminder, anchor? Repeat internally 3 times. And when you feel ready, you can release your hands. Have one final deep inhale into your heart here. Hold your breath at the top for as long as it feels good. And then exhale. Opening your eyes. And we'll be starting off by lying on our backs. So you can extend your legs onto the mat and remove anything that might be beneath you. And then just, have your arms next to your body, palms facing up. Letting your feet fall to the side and taking 3 deep breaths here. With every inhale, you really fill your body up with prana, with life force. Holding the breath at the top and then exhaling. Allowing the body with every exhale to sink deeper into the floor. And then release that breathing pattern. Allow yourself to just breathe naturally. Through the nose, in and out. Scanning your full body here from your heels touching the floor to the top of your head. Allowing every single part of your body to sink deeper into the mat. Remembering your intention here. Allowing yourself in this hour to feel recharged and replenished and tune into what feels good in your body, mind, and heart throughout the day and what doesn't. Start deepening your breath here. And start moving your toes, your fingers. Extending the arms over the head, really stretching your full body here. Allowing yourself to wake up. And as your body is stretched here, just bring your heels and your feet to touch and center. And the arms down onto your hips. Taking a full breath into your belly and allowing the hands to be lifted by the breath. And as you exhale, allow your lower back and hips to sink deeper towards the floor. So we'll be moving into a shape called Banana Asana. And we'll be opening the right side and the left side of the body. And our hips stay centered where they are. So take a full breath in. And slowly start walking your feet towards the left side, but only as far as your hips stay where they are. And if you want, you can place your right ankle on top of the left or the left on top of the right. Just remember the variation for the opposite side. And then walk your upper body to the left. Take the arms behind your head. Maybe grab the opposite elbows or wrists. And maybe your arms are just extended. Head can stay centered, or you can come onto your left ear. Breathe deeply. Just notice what's happening in your body when you're stretching basically the right side of your body here. Allowing yourself with every exhale to soften. Releasing your shoulders, your neck, the jaw, your toes, the thighs, and the belly. Taking 5 more deep breaths here. And carefully center your head first. Maybe you want to bring your arms down to your hips as you walk your upper body to center. Then releasing the feet and walking the feet to center. We're staying here for a few breaths. Just notice the difference between the right and the left side of your body. And the next exhale, allow your hips to sink deeper into the floor. As you walk your feet towards the right side, but only as far as your hips stay grounded. And just notice if you want to do and take the same variation as before with your feet. And then walk your upper body to the right side, taking the arms over the head. And the head and the arms in the same variation as before. 3 deep breaths here to just arrive, allowing yourself to soften. Softening your neck, face, jaw, your shoulders and chest, belly, hips and glutes, your right leg, left leg, your toes. With every exhale, you allow your body to sink deeper into the mat. Noticing what happens in your thoughts and emotions and physical body as you open the left side of your body. Allow yourself to feel nourished with every inhale and exhale. Noticing where you're holding on tension in the body. And if you can, release it for a moment with the next exhale. And if anytime you need, exhale through the mouth. As this can help. Five more deep breaths. And slowly center your head. Bring the upper arms to the hips as you walk up the body back to center. Releasing your feet, centering them. And taking a few deep breaths through the full body in and out here. Lifting your palms up to the sky. Just noticing how you're feeling now. Remember your intention. And start moving your toes and your fingers one more time. Maybe the head from side to side. Extending the arm over the head for a really stretch. Lengthening through the feet and through the fingertips. Bend your knees and hug your knees into your chest, wrapping the arms around and maybe moving from side to side, giving your lower back a massage. And then find stillness. Bring the feet down onto the earth as you roll over onto your left side, using your arm or anything you have as a pillow. Resting here as you breathe, focusing on imagining how your breath flows through the heart, the center, and the back, in and out. Wanting every single muscle in your body to suffer. Remembering your intention. And as you're lying here in embryo pose, ask your heart internally. Your heart, what is it that you need right now? Where should I pay attention to? And then just see what answers will unfold, either immediately, through the further practice, or throughout this day. And then slowly with the next inhale and the support of your upper arm, you can rise in a seated position. So we'll be doing two poses flowing into one on each other. And for that, first of all, you might want to place a blanket or a towel or low pillows for under your knees to pat them. And second thing is you want to take your socks off. If you have some, you can put them on back afterwards, but just for this particular pose, our toe squat, we'll do that. So we'll be doing the toe squat with a heart opener, and from the toe squat with a heart opener, we'll be moving into Anahatasana, the melting heart pose. And I will just show it. So afterwards, it's easier for you to just flow. So, I will just show it first, and then we'll do it together. So we'll be here in this pose, and this helps to open the heart. If you can bring your hands in prayer, you can do that. But just grabbing, whatever you can grab. Maybe it's the wrist, maybe it's the shoulders, not the shoulders, maybe who knows, but the elbows. And, open the chest, focusing on opening here, and, pull the tailbone in and grounding your hips. We'll stay here then for a while, and I will release the arms and we'll walk them forward. Release the toes just down, not moving them too much. It's very interesting again. And then walk the hands forward, come onto the forehead into melting heart shape. So hips stay up and the upper body melts down. You can always place something beneath your forehead if that feels good. That's the flow. So please come onto your hands and knees first. And just circle your ankles here a little bit. Since this is morning yin, we do bring some movement in, the yin, the dot of yang. Spread your toes wide, 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 and then place them down onto the floor. Walk the hands back. Move your small toes to the side so they can ground. Bring the hands onto your knees. Open your chest here. Exhale, sit back. Pull your belly button in, like your tailbone also in. Not arching in your back. Or in German we would say Dominica Holes Kreuz. And then grab your elbows or the wrists. Tucking the chin slightly in, closing your eyes. I know this is intense. If this is too intense in your toes, stay here. Breathing deeply. Many energy channels start or end in the toes, so just like opening them up. Also the fascia on a, just plain physical anatomical level. There's one fascia line starting in the toes, going all the way up to your forehead. And opening your toes can release, pain in your back, in your shoulders, in your hips. Release your shoulders here. Soften the face. Breathe. This is the moment we melt the resistance of what holds us back to, make our intention happen in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day choices. Few more breaths. Exhale through the mouth. One more inhale, inhale, and hold the breath at the top of the inhale. And then exhale. Release the hands. Walk them forward. Lift your toes. And just place your feet down. Walking the arms forward, placing the forehead on the floor. Melting your heart forward. What are you opening your heart to? And what in your day-to-day life makes you close your heart? Stay here, releasing the neck, the elbows, shoulders. What is it that we can acknowledge more of what we do already? Like, can it for once be good? Just good enough for our inner critic? Maybe even it's amazing and great and yeah. Being kinder to ourselves, to our bodies, to our minds, our hearts. And I feel like I'm not sure who of you need to hear this. Maybe it's just myself, but you're doing great. Maybe it was a tough week. Maybe things didn't go as planned. Maybe things were also great. And maybe you could receive the gifts. But maybe it was also difficult to receive the goodness. Not feeling maybe always like we deserve it. Allowing that heart to melt forward. You deserve to feel good. And you deserve to listen to your heart. You deserve to take breaks and feel recharged and replenished. Feel full. Taking your final breaths here, allowing yourself to soften a little bit more, surrendering by giving yourself permission to be open and live life from the heart. Okay. Very, very carefully from here, you will just slide back in a child's pose. Your knees can be together and you can come into a seat by bringing the arms next to the body, next to your thighs. Or if you want, you can take your knees wider and have the arms extended and relaxed on the floor. Just allowing yourself to be here and to feel the effects of the flow we just did. Again, you're doing great. And we're here to learn as humans. And we're allowed to make mistakes. And we're also allowed to learn from them. And we're also allowed to make the same mistake a few times. I mean, giving ourselves more permission to be human. And to be human in a pandemic, especially. And pat our own shoulders here, our backs. Like, hey, you're good enough and you do great. And sometimes it's more like this soft energy of like, it's okay to just like rest. And sometimes it's like the encouraging one to be like, hey, you can do that. You can go and do that. And you have the energy inside you, the motivation and inspiration and power. So, noticing what voice, what inner person needs to talk to ourselves. It's like parenting ourselves. What is your heart wish? Or what is something you feel like you can't solve? And then with the next exhale, allow your hands, your arms, your hands to flip open towards the sky. Allow the thing you wish for or the thing you feel like you can't solve, just fall out into the world. And that it's okay, you don't have to solve it. Allowing support to come in whatever ways it comes. We don't know how things work always. Maybe it's a random person on Instagram sending you a post. Maybe it's a random stranger smiling at you in public transport and you can see it through their eyes. And then bring the hands down again. Press your hands into the floor if they're forward, and then walk them slowly back. Lifting your hips here, coming into hands and knees for a moment. And we'll be doing a few cat and cows, but we'll do them more flowy and like liquid, like water. So classical cat and cows are like inhaling, opening the heart, exhaling, arching the back, and hands stay where they are, fingers are spread wide. And now, if you are doing these movements, you want to maybe add some waves, like some circles with the hips in open, exhaling, circling around in the other direction, opening. It's like finding your way here. And maybe just one of the classic ones. Whatever feels good in your body. Maybe just moving some energy, enjoying opening our bodies and stretching, feeling nourished. And find stillness. We'll be moving into sleeping swan. For that, walk your hands slightly forward and slide your right knee to your right wrist, turning your right foot to the left hand. And maybe it's really far away from your left hand as mine, that's completely fine. It doesn't matter which angle this right knee is. And then come with your fingertips, lift yourself up, open the heart, exhale, come down, and extend your left leg towards the back of the room and come to your forearms here. Maybe you have to shift your weight here to center. And if you want, you can, just take the whatever you had under your knees closer under your right buttocks. And then either stay here, releasing the shoulders, or maybe you want to take a block for your forehead, or if you have a bolster or pillows in front of you, you can do that. Having the palms turned up, or maybe interlaced or down, you feel what's good in your body. Taking a few deep belly breaths here. Every exhale, allowing the upper body to mount forward. Bringing your awareness to where you feel the most sensations. And this might just be in your right buttocks and thigh and hip. And maybe even in the left hip flexor. Staying with the sensations in the body. With every exhale, we allow ourselves to soften, allowing our body to talk here and our mind to listen. And as we practice that in yin yoga, we can be much more aware of it in our, busy, busy, really busy lives, day-to-day lives. And it's very simple, to rest when you're tired. And also maybe to move more, but intentionally. Take your final 3 breaths here. And if you had a prop beneath your head, just remove it. And feel your hands on the floor as you slowly walk them back. And slide your right knee back. I'll just stay here for a moment. Moving very carefully as this is very hip open. Take a full breath in. Exhale through the mouth. And then we'll be sliding our left knee towards our left wrist. Turn our left foot towards the right hand. Sliding our right knee back. Coming onto the fingertips, inhaling, lifting ourselves up and out of the hips. And slowly lower down. Shifting your weight to center and maybe putting something under your left buttocks for extra support. And again, just give 50% first and allow your body to naturally open. Each side is different. Deep belly breath, softening the head, the shoulders, the face. Exhaling through the mouth whenever you need. What are you grateful for? What opens your heart? What lifts you up and brings you pleasure and joy? In your final 5 breaths here, just softening. And let the final breath or exhale flow out of your mouth with a sigh. And from here, you might just want to turn your head and look towards the screen. We'll be exiting shape differently than before. We'll just roll over to the left knee and come back into embryo using the arm as a pillow or any prop you have close by. Resting here. And slowly remove the prop and come onto your back. Maybe you feel like hanging your knees in for a moment. And then we're bringing our feet to touch the floor. For our twist, bring our energy back to our center. You might want to put your socks back on, just in case. So we'll be bringing our hands to our hips and then gently lift them up, shifting them towards the right side for a few centimeters. Bring the right leg up and on top of the left. Maybe wrapping it all around your left leg. Deep inhale and exhale. Let your knees fall out to the left. If this feels very uncomfortable or not nourishing, I recommend you to take any pillow or block, whatever you have, and place it under your knees. It's just going to give you also so much more grounding and opening and feeling safe in your body. And then move your shoulders away from each other and towards the floor. Arms can be spread out wide or placed on your physical body. Keep your head centered or turn to your right hand. Deep belly breaths. With every exhale, our knees and shoulder blades sink deeper towards the floor. Releasing your jaw here, your neck, the fingers and toes. Allowing yourself today to feel joy and feel sadness, to give space to your emotions, and practicing feeling them without acting on them necessarily. 5 more breaths. Center your head and bring your hands to touch your physical body. Letting your knees back to center. Stay here for a few breaths, noticing how you're feeling. And then lift your hips, shift them towards the left side. Bringing your left leg up to the sky, placing it on top of the right. If you have used props before, you might want to shift them down. And then exhale, release to the right. Taking the same variation with your arms and head as before. Deep other breath. Final breaths. Slowly center your head and bring your hands to touch your knees and thighs. As you guide your knees back to center, and then maybe you want to hug your knees in. As you roll over to one side one more time, and then from here, come in a seated position for our final shape before Shavasana. And it's the forward folded butterfly. So come to sit onto something and remove or move the flash from your sitting bones. Bring your feet to touch in center and let your knees fall out to the sides. butterfly legs. And then bring your hands to touch your feet. Open your heart here. And slowly lower down. Maybe you want to keep your spine straight, tucking the chin in. Maybe you want to roll all the way forward. Do whatever feels good with your body. And you can always add props under your knees. Breathing into your belly here. As you inhale, imagine how the breath flows to your tailbone in through the spine and neck and head. And as you exhale, your head becomes heavy, your upper body melts forward. Releasing tension in the hips, the shoulders, your jaw. And then carefully start coming up with your inhale, really more slowly. Bring the knees together and just stay here for a moment. And slowly we'll make our way into Shavasana, our final resting shape. Moving any props aside that you don't need. If you want, you can roll up a blanket or pillow and place it under your knees for extra lower back support. And then let your feet fall out, palms facing up. Walking the shoulder blades away from each other. And taking 3 deep inhales through the nose in and exhale through the mouth. And with every exhale, allowing the bones to become heavy. Eyes are closed if it feels safe in your body. And then let your breath just flow naturally through the nose in and out. Knowing you created a safe space for yourself to completely recharge and replenish, integrate the practice. Internally and externally, without having to know exactly how and why. You'll release what is not needed and you'll be open to what is, and what brings more joy and pleasure. Start deepening your breath here. Remember your intention and repeat it 3 times internally. Start moving your fingers, toes, the head from side to side. And then inhale your arms over the head, stretch, extend, relax, and toes and fingers. And then inhale your knees into your chest here, giving yourself a hug, making yourself a compliment. And then roll over to your right side. And from here, slowly in a seated position. And the hands on the knees, palms can face up or down. Inhaling, lengthening through the spine. Exhaling, rolling the shoulders back and down. Just noticing your breath flowing through the nose, in and out. Bringing the hands in prayer in front of your chest. Really the thumbs are touching your chest here. Feeling your heartbeat and how your heart feels. And the chest lifting and lowering as you inhale and exhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. And thanks to yourself, your body, everyone that has joined us, knowing that we're connected, even though we might not see each other right now. If you feel you would like to have some more, energy, You can do the Kapalabhati breathing, the fire breath. You can find it on my YouTube channel. Or also the Nadi Shodhana breathing technique, the alternate breathing, alternate nostril breathing. So both helps to feel centered, balanced, and the fire breath, of course, gets us on fire. If you have any questions, let me know. You are able to look at this class for the full month and just with the same link. So thank you for being here and have an amazing day.